In this world, our story begins in New York, some time ago. Peter Parker was just another quiet student on a school trip to a radiation laboratory when a radioactive false widow spider sank its fangs into his hand. Up until this moment, everything unfolded as we know it. But unlike the Peter from our world, this Peter made a different choice. A promoter offered him money to appear on television, and Peter didn't hesitate. His aunt and uncle were struggling financially. He wasn't about to let an opportunity slip away. He designed a costume, created his web shooters, and stepped into the spotlight. And in doing so, he ignored the criminal running past security. It wasn't his job.
Sorry, pal. That's your job.
When Peter finally returned home, police officers informed him that a burglar had killed his uncle. It was the same man Peter let go. Now, that same criminal was cornered inside a warehouse, surrounded by cops. Peter rushed toward the scene. For the first time in his life, his spider sense ignited, warning him of danger. He dodged bullets, grappled with the burglar, and prepared to subdue him. A journalist nearby spotted Spider-Man and attempted to capture the moment on camera. And this tiny detail became the fault line that fractured the entire future. The burglar fell dead, knocking the journalist off balance. Peter caught him just in time. But the camera flashed. The world met the Punisher. And from that moment, Peter made a vow. No innocent person would ever fall victim to evil again. He would end all of it, by any means necessary. Inspired by the journalist's presence, Peter developed a system. He photographed his own battles and sold them to the newspapers. But his fights escalated, and so did his methods. When the Green Goblin survived because he wore a bulletproof vest, Peter realized he needed something stronger, more brutal, more final. And when the villains united against him, he was ready. Explosive rounds dropped Electro and Kraven instantly. An unrestrained Spider-Man gave them no chance. Incendiary rounds turned Sandman to glass, for easy shattering. For Dr. Octopus, his armor-piercing rounds turned his mechanical arms to shrapnel. The Sinister Six never stood a chance. Crime levels in New York plummeted. For a time, Peter was free to live, to make friends, to fall in love with Gwen Stacy, to experience life as a young man should. Violence returned, but this time it came from criminal gangs fighting for power. Peter allowed it. As long as no innocents got hurt, they could tear each other apart. But everything changed when the Green Goblin resurfaced. Through manipulation and strategy, he uncovered Peter's secret identity. And suddenly, Peter's friends, his aunt, the girl he loved, they were all targets. When Peter reached Gwen's apartment, he found no note, only a message.
Mr. Parker, if you wish Gwen to live, you must die.
But this Peter wasn't like others. He remembered the Goblin's bulletproof vest, so he fired twice at the same spot, breaking through the armor and killing him instantly. Yet history has a cruel way of repeating itself. Gwen fell into the void. Peter caught her by the foot and swung her toward a platform. The impact was harsh, but reduced enough to save her life. The next day, Peter stood by Harry's side as he identified his father's body. And in that cold room, Peter understood a truth he had ignored for far too long. He thought he was protecting the people he loved, but in reality, he had only placed them in greater danger. That night, he visited Gwen in the hospital. He promised her it was over. No more blood. He chose love over vengeance. He tore his costume apart, placed it inside a bag, and left it behind in a lonely alley. Spider-Man was gone. Only Peter remained. The multiverse is vast, indecipherable. Some doors close forever. Others open to worlds we never expected.